Okay, start again. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good evening to everyone. Okay, so for the introduction, in the fast-changing world of engineering, strong ethics and professional values are the key to building a better and more sustainable future. Today, we are honored to explore the topics world of engineering and professional ethics with a highly respected expert, Insinyur Yep Giok Ngoh. Uh, Insinyur Yep is an experienced engineer with a strong background in sustainable practice and industry standards. She is a certified TIA and also RSA auditor, a certified green building facilitator, and also a registered and certified professional in erosion and sediment control. Currently, she serves as the director and associate of JMTC Sdn Berhad, located in Pulau Pinang, Malaysia. With her knowledge and experience, she is here to share a valuable insight on how ethics play a crucial role in the engineering profession. Without further ado, we now pass the floor to our esteemed speaker, Insinyur Yep Giok Ngoh. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Intan, for the kind introduction.
Okay,
So
welcome.
now I will share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, y'all can see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
I try to put it as a slideshow. See whether the screen can move.
Okay,
Because
sure.
last time when using Microsoft Teams, we got issue to show it presentation.
Yeah.
So, Ethan, can your side still not the presentation mode?
Yeah, still not in the presentation mode. Maybe can click maybe can click that one that
Can see the presentation mode?
not yet. Still in the PowerPoint mode.
I see. Maybe I think presentation mode also not working for Google.
Maybe can change to the presenter. I think this not slideshow. The one that to the right. I think to the left. Maybe.
I think maybe it's okay lah. I just continue with this.
Okay, sure. Can.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so thanks for Intan and good evening to all. Today actually is the first section of the sharing. So as previous semester, total there will be 2 sections for each semester for my part. So today is just the warm up lah. Then you want to explore the world of engineering. Okay. So, what is civil engineering? Actually, civil engineering is an engineering discipline that lies with the design, construction, and maintenance of the built structures such as the building, bridge, roads, railway, canal, dams, reservoir, and spillway. So, as a civil engineer, actually, we are very lucky. We can appreciate the thing designed or built under our hands. Okay, not like other engineers. If you're working inside a factory, then you are in charge for the semicon chips and so on. Then after you complete your design, you complete your product, you cannot appreciate or viewing your own product after that. Okay, so civil engineering actually is the oldest discipline after military engineering, and also civil engineering is the point of the engineering starting point of the engineering branches. Why we say like this? Because actually, with if you think back, if without the civil engineering assistant, most of the thing inside this won't exist. Okay, so this oldest branch of engineering had begun to commence between 4000 to 2000 before century in ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, when humans start to abandon nomadic existence, which caused a need for the construction of shuttle. Okay, long time ago, our ancestor, when the population is small, they didn't stay still at one place. Okay, the whole family or the whole kampong, they will stay at a place. Then after they finished all the resources like the food and etc., then they will move to other place to enjoy the resources at other place. Okay, but when the population become bigger and bigger, mobilizing from one place to another place become more and more difficult. And then some more, with more people, when you move to a new place, then very fast the resources at the particular place will finish very soon. So instead of keep moving and keep finding the new resources, and then our nenek moyang, they decide to stay at one place and then create their own resources, especially for food. Okay, so when everybody stays still at one place, then they need shelter. So when they need shelter, then they will start the construction. Okay, so actually the very early part of the civil engineering start from carpentry. Okay, they start to use all the wood to build the shutter, then later on become the house. Okay, then which after few or many generation of the evaluation, then now become the proper house and even the high rise and skyscrapers. Okay, so what's the specialization fields in civil engineering discipline? Actually, civil engineering is a very wide scope. It got many sub-disciplines inside. Then those you see I highlight in purple color one is the more common or famous or with a high demand in daily life. So this include the structural engineering, who will build the building, then environmental engineering when we involve the big development or you got any high risk development, for example, maybe near the kawasan Simpanan Bakau, then or at the high hill slope or just beside the coastal, then we need the environmental engineering to come in. Then also for the industry, which will have the high risk to cause the pollution to the environment. Okay, then the third one is the geotechnical. Geotechnical is more on the underground condition and also the slope development. Then construction engineering is during the construction. Then transportation engineering actually is including the highway traffic. Okay, then and also the public transport system like the LRT and so on. Then earthquake engineering last time in Malaysia is not important, and also actually they are very difficult to find job lah. But recently after the earthquake near our neighbor country, then our government start to look into this, the requirement, whether required to cater in the local structure engineering design for the earthquake aspect. Okay, water resources is something related to the environmental engineering. Okay, water resources actually is divided to two parts. One is how to provide the mitigation to avoid the flooding issue, and then the other one is how to protect the natural water resources, okay, to avoid pollution. Okay, surveying engineering in Malaysia not really famous. Then normally the surveying work in Malaysia is done by the surveyor, not civil engineering. Although during our first year in university, we need to carry out the survey. Okay, then material engineering in Malaysia also again is more to architect for the material selection. Okay, then coastal engineering is for the development near the marine area lah. Okay, or sometimes we call it as a marine engineering. Okay, then urban engineering is more on the planning. Okay, then in Malaysia we got the planner to carry out. Okay, so due to the assistance of the civil engineering, then a lot of wonders assist in this war lah. So this during the ancient war, our nenek moyang time actually got seven wonders of the ancient war. Okay, so from here you can see is the lighthouse, the hanging garden, the mausoleum, then the Great Pyramid, the Colossus of Rhodes, the temple, and also the statues. Okay, so we have a quick glance on these seven wonders of the ancient world. Okay, so actually nowadays, due to the contribution of internet, social media, and so on, you all can easily access to the internet and then get all this information. So we are not going to go through it very detailed. Just we glance it together to have some idea. Then if you are interested to know more, then you can get more information, more picture, and even video from internet. Okay, so the first one is the Great Pyramid of Giza. Okay, so this one, always people will say that this actually is not the product by the normal human being. It's the product by aliens. Okay, because how come in during 2,500 before century, here before century, then that means it's about 4,000 year plus from now, then already they can build this kind of the pyramid building without any assistance of the modern technology. Okay, so this located at Egypt. If you visit Egypt, then you can go and have a look. Okay, it's the tomb of the fourth dynasty Egyptian Pharaoh Khufu. Okay, the king Khufu. Okay, so the second is the Hanging Garden of Babylon. So for this one, actually, if in the modern world, we call it as the rooftop garden. Now, of course, nowadays, rooftop garden, rooftop facility floor, rooftop swimming pool, rooftop infinity pool, all are very common. But again, this actually they constructed about 600 years before century, which is 2000 plus, 2000 plus year away from now, built by the Babylon. Okay, so the garden height is about 22 meter or equivalent to 7 story. Okay, so again, if this happened at the ancient world, is something wonders to the people that time. Of course, for this modern world, this is nothing more. Okay, so the third one is the Mausoleum of Helicarnassus. Okay, this one is constructed 351 years before century. Then the height is about 45 meter, which is equivalent to 15-story building. 15-story building nowadays is considered as a medium rise building only. It's not even a high rise, medium rise only. Okay, so now if you want to call a building as a high rise, so at least need to be 40 over story. Only it is entitled to call as a high rise building. Okay, so this located at the Turkey. Then the fourth one is the Statue of Zeus at Olympia. Okay, so the construction involved two parts. The first part is the temple, about 466 to 456 years before century. Then after that only come in the statue. Okay, Zeus statue. They built 435 years before century. Okay, so this located at Greece. Okay. Then the fifth one is the Lighthouse of Alexandria. Okay, so it's about 115 to 135 meter height, which is equivalent to about 40-story height. Okay, so due to the height of this lighthouse, so it was among the tallest building on earth for many centuries. Okay, this one built about 280 years before century. Okay, then the sixth one is the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. Okay, so actually this kind of building, if you go to the European country, you can see a lot. The heritage building are all with this kind of the design language. So this Temple of Artemis is constructed 550 years before century, and then this one is built by Greeks. Okay, but you see the model locations at Turkey, because actually Turkey is the neighbor country to the Greeks. So when you stand at Turkey country seaside, then you look over, then you can see the Greek. Okay, so the seventh one is the Colossus of Rhodes. This one constructed about 292 to 280 before century, and then located at Greece. Okay, so just now what we go through is the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Then we continue for the 7 wonders of the modern world. The 7 wonder of the modern world, this is the old time 7 wonders of the modern world. that means it's the beginning of the modern war. It's not the recent war. Okay, so it actually involved the Canal Tunnel, CN Tower, Golden Gate Bridge, Tai Pun Dam, the Empire State Building, Pamana Canal, and the North Sea Protection Work. Okay, so this is the Canal Tunnel, which located at the England and then linked to the French. Then the second one is the CN Tower. CN Tower is located at Toronto, Ontario, Canada land. Okay, then the third one is the Golden Gate Bridge. Okay, so all these are the modern structure at the beginning of the modern war. It's not the recent war. Okay, then the fourth one is the Itaipun Dam. Okay, so now actually all the country got their own dam. Even Penang, we also got our own dam. Okay, so the fifth one is the Empire State Building. Okay, so this is the we call it as a World Trade Center located at New York City. Okay, a very famous skyscraper at that time. It's the tallest building in the world from 1931 to 1971. Okay, so even it's before me myself born. Okay, it's older than me. Okay, so the sixth one is the Panama Canal, which located at Washington. Then the number seven is the North Sea Protection Work. Okay, so why this North Sea Protection, just the sea protection work is so famous? Because Netherlands, or last time called Holland, actually is a very special country. The land level is even lower than sea level. Sea level is 0. Okay, so their land level are negative. That means if they don't build the sea protection along the country boundary, seawater will come into the country and then will flood the whole Netherlands. So this is the reason why they provide the North Sea Protection Work, okay, to protect their people from the flooding disaster. Okay, so what's the difference between the seven wonder of the ancient war and also the seven wonder of modern war? Actually, we can see that this is the seven wonder of ancient war. Ancient war means nenek moyang time. Then we need to understand the history or the culture of the human. During the ancient time, a lot of people they are not educated. Okay, so they believe in nature power. For them, religion is very, very important. So you can see actually a lot of things they construct is related to the religion. For example, the statue of Zeus, the Colossus of Rhodes, the temple of Artemis, okay, and even the pyramid of and also the Mausoleum at Helicarnassus. This one, although it's Kubo, but actually it's part of the religion related. Okay, so the red color one, the Lighthouse of Alexandria, the infrastructure. Then for this one, the hanging of Garden of the Pavilion, hanging Garden of Pavilion. This one is the landscape walk, or we consider it as leisure. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total 7. Then you can see 5 out of 7 is related to religion. Okay, the blue color one and the purple color one. Then, but when we go to the seven wonder of the modern war, you can see that actually all the red color are related to infrastructure. Okay, so as we know, infrastructure is very, very important for the country development and also the process of the modernization. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of it out of 7 are related to infrastructure. Only one is the high-rise building. Okay, or we call it as a skyscraper at a time, old modern time. Okay, so the difference between the ancient war and also the modern war of the wonders, they slowly move from things related to religions to infrastructure. Okay, that means this proves that they are modernization or the developing of the whole world. Okay, so how about Malaysia? Malaysia, although is a very small country in this war, but we also got our own wonders. Okay, our first wonder is the first Penang Bridge. Okay, this first Penang Bridge is about 13.5 kilometer, and that is opened at 1985. Okay, I believe this time you're also yet to born. Okay, so this bridge is opened by our oldest Perdana Menteri, which until now still here, more than 100 years old already, Tun Mahathir, Dr. Mahathir. Okay, so the second wonder of the Malaysia is our second bridge, Jabatan Sultan Halim Muazzam Shah. Okay, so this is the second bridge built by China. The first one is built by the Korea. Okay, so the third wonder of the Malaysia is the Petronas Tower. So, okay, or normally we call it as a twin tower, which completed in 1998. Okay, then the fourth one is the storm water management and road tunnel, or we call it as a smart tunnel, SMART. Okay, smart. So the short form is smart tunnel. Okay, so this smart tunnel actually is the dual function tunnel. During the normal day, it serves as the transport system. Then, but during the heavy rain, then when flooding happen, it will become a tunnel. Okay, to retain the surface runoff. Okay, so number fifth one is the Federal Territory of Putrajaya, which is a well-planned township and also an important center. Putrajaya Corporation, they carry out the administrative at this area. Okay, so number six one is the KL Tower. Actually, not only KL, a lot of the state in Malaysia also got the tower, like Alor Setar also got the Alor Setar Tower. Okay, but this one is the most important tower in Malaysia. Okay, so civil engineering, most individuals will find it difficult to think of a life when civil engineering do not exist. Okay, so without civil engineering, like just now mentioned, actually modernization or development is impossible to happen. Okay, so whether it is building roads, building sewer system, dam, bridge, or airport, everyone will think about what? A civil engineer. Okay, we'll think about civil engineer. Okay, so civil engineer, why so important? Because it is the indicator of economy. How to say civil engineering is the indicator of economy? Okay, very simple. When you see the factory start to expand, buy new land to build new plant, okay, or developer to have a rapid development on the new high-rise building, new township, and etc. That means the economy very good, no? Okay, because if any development or any modernization, they cannot happen without the contribution from the civil engineering. Okay, no matter whether the factory they got a lot of the orders, they want to produce a lot of the products for export. Then they need new place for production. Then they need new plant. Okay, when they need new plant, then they need civil engineer come in to build. Okay, so when a lot of people they got a lot of money, then they want to buy a better house, or they want a bigger park for them to carry out the leisure activity, or they want a better mall for them to spend their money which they earn. Okay, so all this new shopping mall, new park, a new township, and then new shop and etc. all need civil engineering. Okay, to involve only we got a new building. Okay, so this is the reason why we said civil engineering is the indicator of economy. When civil engineer is busy, then that means economy is good. Okay, civil engineer also the backbone for development, because like just now mentioned, without contribution from civil engineering, all the shop, factory, plant, and etc. all cannot exist. Okay, so who moved the civil engineering? Okay, who moved this field behind? Actually, the answer is civil engineer. Okay, so without the person with the name as civil engineer, civil engineering cannot play the role. Okay, who is an engineer? Individual who combine the knowledge of science, mathematics, and economy to solve the technical problem that confronts society is called as engineer. Okay, so I still remember during my university time, I got a lecturer who teach the geology, Tuan Besar. Okay, so Tuan Besar always mentioned scientists discover, engineer design. Okay, scientists try to discover the new thing from this Mother Earth. Then by the engineer's duty is we use our knowledge on the science, mathematics, and economy to design the new thing to improve the quality of life. Okay, so civil engineer actually is a problem solver for civil engineering related method. Okay, so two major elements that civil engineers need to take care. Okay, so the first one is the safety, and then the second one is economy. Okay, why safety is so important? Because the thing designed by engineer is if not safe actually it's dangerous for public to use. Okay, but if the thing is very safe but it's too expensive okay, then the owner also don't want to build, developer also don't want to build, government also got no money to build, then how? So engineer need to make sure that the design is cost effective. Okay, safe yet cost effective. So as a good engineer, we need to have the combination of knowledge on these three aspects: science, mathematics, and also the economy. So from here, we only able to produce the design which is safe but yet cost effective. Okay, so there are many great engineers in this civil engineering field. Okay, then they also contribute to the development of the whole world economy, not only Malaysia. Okay, so today we are going to pay our respect to three of the great engineers in this world. They are not from our country. Actually, our country also got the great engineer. And I think next week I will introduce one of the famous engineer in Malaysia, especially contribute to the infrastructure on bridge design. Okay, so now we have a look on the overseas one first. Okay, so here we got three. The first one is the John Bradfield. Okay, he is the designer of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. He's from Australia. Okay, then he get all these awards. Okay, on his contribution to the bridge design. Okay, so the second one is the Olive Dennis. Olive Dennis is a lady, and then she's from American. She born in 1885. So that time she actually is the second woman to obtain a civil engineering degree from the Cornell University. Okay, you just imagine she born at 1885. Okay, so is how many years from now? Okay, 140 years from now. Okay, you just imagine during my time of university in about 2000, I studied in US, and actually civil engineering also got not really so many ladies engineers, about 20%. Okay, 20-30% of the total. Okay, then if you backwards for another 100 years, 120 years, actually 120 years, she's the second woman to obtain a civil engineering degree from the Cornell University. So you just can imagine that during her study, the whole class show all male, only one female student. Okay, and also Olive Dennis is the first woman to become a member of the American Railway Engineering Association. Then in 1940s, Olive Dennis was named as one of the nation's 100 outstanding career women. Okay, it's not easy that time. Women can complete the tertiary education, then someone is in science background. Okay, so the third one is the E. Sreeharan. He is famous as the Metro Man. Okay, this Metro Man actually is born in India, 1932. Okay, my grandmother's also born in 1930s. Okay, so he's a civil engineer from the Jawaharlal Nehru Technology University, Kakinada. Okay, then he also received award on his contribution to the country, especially on the railway. Okay, so from here you can see that actually these three great engineers, they are sharing a common identity. Okay, three of them are the infrastructure engineer, just like you all. Okay, infrastructure. John is contribute to the bridge, and then Olive and Sriharan is contribute to the railway. Okay, so you know why infrastructure actually is very important, because country, if you want from to move from developing to developed country, the proper and complete infrastructure system is very, very important. Okay, especially on transport. Is the heart for a civilization, the whole civilization process. Okay, so how to march ourselves toward the road of a great engineer, like just now our seniors. Okay, so actually the road to success is never congested. From this picture, you can see that nowadays a lot of people they are rush for the fast track. Okay, they want to take the escalator. But when everybody rush towards the escalator, then what will happen? Okay, they will jam out the escalator. Okay, so from the fast track become the slow lane. Okay, but if you don't mind to spend your energy, your effort, your time, you concentrate on doing what you're supposed to do to bring you towards the success, then finally you come out the staircase and then you achieve the successful in your career, and then you're able to become a great engineer. Okay, because actually number of people who are willing to be persistent in pursuing successful in career is not many. Okay, so this is the reason why we say the road to success is never congested. Okay, so self-discipline, willing to learn, then passion about your work and etc. is very important. Okay, so stay in your lane, keep your eyes and faith on yourself. Okay, so if you are sure your career path, then you know what you are doing is ethical enough, then concentrate and also focus on yourself. No need to care about other people. Okay, what other people get is not belong to you, and then other people's path, you also cannot walk with your leg. Okay, we need to walk our path with our own leg. Okay, like this green shirt guy is very sayang, right? He so admire his friend get the diamond at the shallow depth after the simple effort. So he go and try to walk other people's path, but he forget about his own big diamond just underneath. Okay, so just now we mentioned about ethic, right? Actually, a great engineer or good engineer, we not only need to have a proper knowledge in technical, we also need to have some soft skill. Okay, one of the most important soft skill is called ethic. Okay, so when people read us, people, because as an engineer, what we provide is a service. We are not selling any product. Okay, we provide service. So, for example, normally when you heard a people's name, Mr. A or Miss A, then your heart you feel that, oh, this is a nice guy, this is a nice lady. I say, yeah, I don't want to go along with these kind of people, troublesome or what. Okay, so actually, one people's character, other people, even they don't mention with their mouth, they will put marks. Okay, they will evaluate other people because we also do the same thing to others. Okay, so in great work, ethos of the character is the philosophical science that deal with the rightness and wrongness of human action. Okay, it's referred to the most important value and belief of an individual and of society. Okay, this belief helps shape the character of the people, teach them what is good and bad, and is concerned with what is good and right for society. Okay, so actually ethics is the word originally from the Greek, okay, which is ethos. Okay, in English is called character. Okay, so if this ethic refer to what? It's refer to simple thing, good and right. Okay, for the society. Okay, then from ethics, then we focus more on the professional ethics. Okay, so professional ethics actually is related to the ethic obligation that people in the professional occupants have to follow because of their professional status. And even occupation involve its own, every occupation involve their own characters, ethical obligation. So for example, firemen, they have a special obligation to rescue people from burning building even when it can cause dangerous to them to do so. Okay, fireman is a high risk occupation, but however their duty is to save people from burning building. Okay, so when they see the burning building, they cannot run away like normal people like us. Okay, they need to go into the building and then to rescue those people inside the building. Okay, so before they start their career, of course, they need to learn how to protect themselves. Okay, then and to carry out their duty safely. Okay, so professional ethics actually is related to the occupational ethics. Okay, it's related to kerja punya ethics. Professional should act in the interest of public. Okay, so we as a professional, we must always take care of the public's interest. So for example, I think a few weeks back when the earthquake happened, then got reporter go and interview our CM, then mentioned about the earthquake design for the high-rise building. Okay, then the CM did mention that actually Penang tried to do some study on the guideline, okay, to create our own guideline, but still in the studying process. Okay, then why as an engineer, now we need to consider the earthquake inside the high-rise building study, because it's to act in the interest of the public good. Okay, we want to make sure that all the public go into the high-rise building are safe. So this is the reason why we need to study the new thing or explore the new thing. Okay, so professionals should always act into the interest of the public good. Okay, so from the professional ethics, we scope down engineering ethics. Engineering ethics actually is part of the professional ethics, because professional ethics is referred to all the occupation. Okay, then but from there we scope down to the engineering ethics. These are the moral issue and decision confronting individual and organization engaged in the engineering. As related questions about the moral idea, character, policies, and relationships of people and cooperation involved in technologies activities. So engineering ethics actually is the activity and discipline aimed at understanding the moral value that ought to guide engineering practice, resolving moral issue in engineering, and justifying moral judgment concerning engineering. Okay, so actually it's a occupational ethics or professional ethics related in engineering field. Okay, so to guide engineering practice, resolve moral issue in engineering, and justify the moral judgment. Okay, so from here we can see the summary. Ethics, the very general one. Then we scope down to occupation, which we call it as a professional ethics. Okay, so engineering as one of the professional ethics. So which only concentrate or focus on the engineering field. So we call it as engineering ethics. Okay, so maybe got people ask why we need to study ethics. Okay, ethics seems very virtual. You cannot smell it, you cannot taste it, right? It's not like the structure. Then you say, I design RCB. Then inside I put 2T 10 rebar on top, and then 2T20 rebar at the bottom. Then my beam size 125 times 300. Okay, you can see the beam, then you can touch the beam, you can feel it. It's a solid and it's a real thing. Then, but how about ethics? Actually, ethics is a virtual thing. Okay. Then, but why ethics is so important? Because ethics is the software which shape a great engineer. Okay. Then maybe you'll further ask, then how is safe shape the great engineer or successful engineer? Okay, because ethics will help us a lot in prepare our mind to become a successful or great engineer. Okay, the first thing is ethics will bring the clarity in thought. Okay, because ethic actually is a ruler, help us to measure what is right, what is wrong. Okay, so if you are with the ethic in your mind, then you got a clarity in your thought. Okay, you know what is good, what is wrong, what you're supposed to do, and what you're not supposed to do. Okay, by studying ethic, it also helps strengthen the skill in the moral reason and resolving the conflict. Okay, so when you know what is right, what is wrong, then you will strengthen your skill. You have a better and more stable skill in reasoning why I supposed to do this and why I need to solve the conflict like that. Okay, so this when we facing the moral ethical dilemmas, then we'll feel more confidence because you already got the basics, you got the good base, okay, and then the good uh, idea on what is good and bad and how to handle all these condition confidently. Okay, when you got a clear mind, you know what to do, then definitely it will reduce and also avoid stress. Okay, so people who want to become to be ethical, they would like to keep their conduct good in order to raise in their own self-esteem. So thus, if it can be explained to them that some of their actions are not consist with what is ethically expected of them, then they will gratefully change. Okay, so this center actually is mean that if people like you already start to explore to the professional ethics, engineering ethics during the university time, when you come out to work, then you're facing some condition which may be due to the lack of the practice in the professional ethics, then your response or your feedback is not so ethically. So when people to go us, then we can easily accept. Okay, because we already got the base on the good and correct thing in our mind. Okay, so it's more easy to become virtuous. Okay, so subsequently it will reinforce our professional ethics in engineering, or we can say it will subsequently reinforce our engineering ethics. Okay, so if a people they got a sufficient technical knowledge and then they can act ethically to the daily career, then they will build a character, a very good character. So when people mention about this person, then people will always comes up. Okay, so adjusting to and adhering to organization value. A good leader with a good ethic will have a good help in decision making and prioritize the expectation to be fulfilled. Okay, a leader with a good ethic and sufficient technical knowledge, it will lead the organization towards a better direction. Okay, so why study ethics? So this is a reason. So sometimes when you study to try to apply the ethic in your daily life, sometimes in short term, it will bring you some disadvantage. Okay, but in long term, actually it's like this a big carrot. It will reward you with your hard work and also good reputation. Okay, because in this world, actually we are not live for one day, 2 day, we are live for our whole life. So better we do something that short term, it won't reward us, but it will reward us in long term. Okay, so after this, we are going to share one good example on the explanation of this. Okay, so Johnson and Johnson, I believe all of you have heard this brand before. Okay, actually it's a pharmacy brand. Okay, then they got a painkiller product. Okay, called Tylenol. Okay, so this Tylenol actually is the top 10 best-selling product for the Johnson and Johnson in 1980s. Okay, they occupy about 35% of the market. That means at 1980s, your mother's time, okay, or maybe your auntie or uncle's time, 1980s, if 100 of the tablets for the painkiller sell in the market, then at least 35 is from this Johnson and Johnson. Okay, so one day, suddenly got one news pop up. This news mentioned that got 5 people they died because they after they taking the Tylenol. Then they investigate, they found out that the capsule of this Tylenol is filled with cyanide. Cyanide actually is one kind of the poison, okay? Sangat-sangat racun punya poison. Okay, so that time what the Johnson & Johnson CEO James Brock do, okay, James Brock, his first action is he immediately called back all the Tylenol inside the market, okay, back to Johnson & Johnson. Not even he start any investigation, okay. When he heard about the find that, he immediately called back all the product because he don't want to have the number 6 people to be killed due to this Tylenol. Okay, so his action actually cost Johnson & Johnson a loss over USD 100 million at that time. Okay, so 100 million USD at 1980s is a lot of money. Okay, so beside that, due to the 5% debt, then due to the callback all the Tylenol immediately, the market occupation of this Tylenol as a painkiller dropped from 35% to less than 5%. Okay, within a week time, just within a week time. Okay, but later on, when after the Johnson & Johnson, they carry out the investigation, they just realized that actually this cyanide inside the Tylenol is not because their mistake. It's not due to their careless mistake during the production. Actually, it's got people try to sabotage them. They go to one of the pharmacy, they put in the cyanide in the whole batch of the Tylenol inside the particular pharmacy shop only. Okay, then but due to this CEO immediate action and he really responsible and respond fast enough to the tragedy. Okay, so very soon after 1 month, 2 months, their market occupations start to build up again. Okay, so after 3 months, at the third month, they already back to about 30% of the market occupants rate, and within another 1 month, then even get a higher sales compared to original. Okay, they become the top 3 best selling again. Okay, so this issue actually told us, of course, he immediately called back all the Tylenol. He caused the loss for the 100 million, but due to his ethical response, okay, he very soon he gained back the market. Okay, because he take the immediate effort to stop any tragedy from happen, although yet to know the reason behind. Then after investigate, then he explained the actual condition. Okay, so very fast can gain back the confidence from the market. So this is the importance of the ethic. A person with the proper ethics or professional ethics or engineering ethics is one day he's not in good luck anything happened to him, then actually he no need to try to explain. Okay, people still will trust him or her due to the confidence built by the ethics. Okay, response or action he or she done before. Okay, so like just now mentioned, we know that ethics is very important because ethics will help us has clarity in mind, then reduce our stress. Okay, when we are facing dilemma, and also people if we always act ethically, then we will build a very good character. And then we have a good reputation. Anything happen, it will become protection. Okay, for a long term for us. Okay, so actually ethics is also one of the things very important for the modern days. Now the social media very important, right? Inside the internet, we got many KOL. Okay, so all these KOL if they are not ethical enough, they just want to play the blank, okay, make joke. Do you think they can survive long and then continue their popularity for long terms? If you observe carefully, you can say no. Okay, so all the long-term popular KOL on social media, most of them are from the professional background, and then with the professional ethics. Okay, when they carry out their social media activity. Okay, so just now we know what is ethics, then we understand ethics very important. Then how we practice acting? Okay, so we need to have some theory, no? So the concept is similar lah. When people tell you swimming is a good exercise, okay, then you understand swimming is good exercise. So how swimming help your lung, help your muscle, okay. Then of course you need to know some tactic of swimming skill. Okay, so only you can swim, right? So today we are going to introduce two simple theory of ethics. Okay, so theory of ethics are developed to light up, unify, and correct common sense judgment and help to refine the common sense judgment. Okay, so theory of ethics have three important use. The first one is to understand the moral dilemma. The second is justifying professional obligation and idea. The third one, relating the original and professional morality. Okay, so this theory, it will help us to understand what is so-called the moral dilemma, what makes us dilemma. Then from there only we can justify what is our professional obligation and any idea to handle it. Then the third one, we will know the relationship between the ordinary and also the professional morality. Okay, so example of the theories of ethics, here you are going to talk about two. The first is the utilitarianism. It's most good for most people, and then the second one is the respect for people. Respect for people is on the totally different concept compared to utilitarianism. Okay, so the first one, utilitarianism. The moral stand is those actions are right that produce a great total amount of a human well-being. A utilitarian analysis of the moral problem consists of three steps. Okay, the first one is utilitarian must determine the audience of the action. Okay, they need to know who involved. Okay, who will affect by the good or bad. Then the second one, the positive and negative effect of the alternative action. Okay, you got alternative A, B, C, D. Okay, or policy A, B, C, D. Then so what is the good and bad? Okay, first you need to target or define your audience first. You involve who. Then second, you need to know all your solution or your alternative got how many types. Now what's the good and bad? Then finally, this utilitarian need to decide from A and B, you need to choose the best alternative. Okay, so the keywords overall. For this utilitarianism, they will very focus on the overall. Okay, they take care about the overall concept. Okay, then how about the respect for people? Respect for people, their moral stand is those actions are right that equally respect each human person as a moral agent. Okay, they take care individual to individual. A moral agent is an individual capable of both formulating and pursuing purpose of his own and of being responsible for the action taken to fulfill those purpose. Okay, so golden rule, do unto their others as you would have them to do unto you. Okay, that means they ask you to put yourself in other people's shoes. Okay, when you try to act ethically. Okay, so they take care individual. Okay, the keyword is here individual. Okay, so that means from here you can see that actually the utilitarianism and also the respect of people, they are totally the valid one. Okay, so this one try to take care the overall. Okay, so this one try to take care individual. Okay, so utilitarianism is to maximize the total amount of preference satisfaction, even if it means doing an injustice to individual. Okay, they don't care about individual. They don't focus on their individual. They only take care overall. Okay, respect for people, they try to respect the right of individual. Okay, so this is the valid one. Even if mean that if you want promoting something less than the total amount of the preference satisfaction. Okay, so I always like to use one example. For example, your mother want to prepare the dessert at home. Okay, So utilitarianism concept mother how she will prepare. Then she know that bapa tak suka kacang, kakak tak suka gula melaka, then adik tak suka jandul. Then what she do? Mother will do small portion, no? Okay, small jandul, less gula melaka, less kacang, then less jandul. Okay, so this is utilitarianism. Mother try to take care overall. Okay, then how about the respect for people? If a mother is the respect for people style, then she'll prepare one cendol without the kacang for the father. Then prepare one cendol without with only a little bit of gula melaka for kakak. Then prepare another cendol with no cendol, only kacang, gula melaka and ice for adik. Okay, so this is the difference for these two kind of people. Okay, given this fundamental divergence between the two theories, it's often best to analyze a complex moral problem from the standpoint of both theory. Okay, so it means that when you are facing any moral dilemmas, you try to analyze the issue from both angle. You take care with overall, and also you take care the individual. Okay, then you see if the two theory converge, if the two theory give you the same conclusion, then we can have some assurance about the proper cause of the action. No? So it's easy lah. If two theory give you the same conclusion, then you only got one conclusion lah. Then you just go ahead lah. But if the two theory is divergent, then a decision must be made as to which conclusion has priority. Okay. Then which one is the priority? In general, the moral philosophers have adopted the view that respect for people consideration should take priority over utilitarian consideration. Okay, so that means in this modern days, if these two theory end up with the diverging direction, then we should take the respect for people as a top priority. Okay, except when these two conclusion they are different, then but the difference is marginal, then maybe you can consider to take the utilitarianism. Okay, so actually this is in line with the social need in this modern world. This modern world, people are more concerned and take care about own self-healing. Okay, so respect for people is more suitable for this modern world. Okay, so that's all for the theory of the ethics. Then now it's 6:13. Okay, we take 10 minutes break. Then after 10 minutes break, we come back. Then we'll continue with two case study. Okay, so this case study actually I get from the actual working world lah. Of course, I already modified them. Okay, then we'll go through the example. Then this will be the example for your assignment and also your test. Okay. Then after finish the case study, then we got another small topic to continue. Okay, before you all go for your solat. Okay, so now it's 6:13. We take 10 minutes break. See you all later. Okay, welcome back. Okay, so now we continue for the case study. So after, I believe after these two case study, then you will have a better understanding about the uh, engineering ethics. So you can understand and answer your assignment and also your test better. Okay, so the case one, you own a consultant firm in Penang with sole proprietorship after obtain your PEPC. Okay, so that means after you get your degree, then you practice with somebody uh, with a ECP, engineering consultancy practice company consultant firm lah. Okay, then after that you get your PEPC. PEPC is the professional engineer with the practicing certificate. Okay, you can sign, you can do the submission one. Okay, then what mean by sole proprietorship? Sole proprietorship mean the whole company you are the only boss. Okay, you are the only director. So actually for sole proprietorship, the owner is individual and the owner also the company. Okay, so if anything happen to your company, then it will affect your individual. Okay, so a developer general manager, Mr. Zack, approach you for their new project. Okay, so after you open your firm, then definitely you need to get job ma. So normally developer will become the client to consultant firm lah. Okay, so this Mr. Jack, he go and look for you, and then he said they got a new development project. Then they want to award to you. You will become the CNS consultant for the particular project lah. Then, but he said he's interested to engage you with the condition that the fee received shall be shared with him under a newly formed consultant firm, okay, which he will be one of the director. Okay, so for example, now your IR ABC, then you open a Perunding ABC. Okay, so a developer company come to look for you. Then this Mr. Jack said, hey, I can give you a new project lah, housing scheme maybe near UiTM area. Then but with the condition one, you cannot use Perunding ABC as the consultant firm to do this job. We form a new company called ABCZ. Okay, I want to become one of the shareholder. Okay, then we use this company to do my office new job. Okay, so after we pay you consultant fee, say for example you get 100 ringgit, then you need to give me 30 ringgit as my commission. So if you okay, then this project will be on. Okay, so in your opinion, do you think it's proper for developer representative to involve in own project consultant team like this? Okay, so normally the question for the assignment or the test definitely will put you in dilemma, moral dilemma. Else no question to ask, right? So of course, the answer is definitely no. If you are a professional engineer with a professional ethics, we not supposed to put in the client from the developer side become part of your consultant, because if like this, actually it's a conflict of interest. This Mr. Zack, he's the client people or he's a consultant people. Okay. Then some more, do you think is it ethical? People they get the gaji from the developer company. Then outside they team up with the consultant to get another income for their own company project. Okay, so actually this is not ethical. Okay, so this is the reason for why the answer is no. Okay, will you accept this kind of proposal? Okay, so you as a consultant, will you accept this kind of proposal? Of course, you can say yes, you can say no, but you need to explain why lah. But in general, normally a normal people we will answer no. Okay, will not accept this kind of proposal, because once you accept this kind of proposal, next time all the new client most of it they will act like this one. Okay, they will come to you, then they ask for commission and etc. So what will happen subsequently? The first thing, of course, your profit will reduce. Okay, you work die, then but other people are getting commission from you. Okay, they do nothing. They just put their name, and then after you get the money, you need to pay them. So this is one thing which is not healthy. Your hard work is not being rewarded. Then the second thing, like just now mentioned, this got a conflict of interest. If got anything involve money, that involve more than two party with the same interest one, actually when anything happen challenging exciting, then is the time to test uh, the kindness of heart. Okay, so for example, maybe this Mr. Z, after you get the job, then you say your work is based on the percentage of the construction cost, 1%. Okay, then in order if you want to get more than 30 ringgit, then what will we do? He will ask you to check out the design. Then maybe for example, you design for the building, the school building beam, or the taman perumahan. Actually, the piling, you use 15015 enough already. But in order to check out the construction cost, maybe he asks you to use 300. Okay, actually this is not fair to developer, because developer engages to carry out the project. It's due to they got the confidence and they trust us as a professional engineer will do the thing professionally. Okay, but due to the personal interest, then we work together with Mr. Jack to check out the construction cost. Then let the developer company to spend more. Actually, it's not ethical. Okay, so first, it's not benefit to ourselves because our hard work not rewarded. We need to pay commission to people. Then second thing is actually it's a conflict of interest. Okay, we not protect our clients' interests. So it actually in long term will affect our reputation. People will categorize us as people always want to cari makan with the developer people. Okay, so they will look down to us. Then this will spoil our reputation. Like just now mentioned, engineering actually we provide service. Reputation is very important for us. Okay, so the third one, but as the economy is low down and the company no other project, that means when Mr. Z come and approach you, only for one project, is the project offered by Mr. Z. In order to continue to survive, you accept the proposal of Mr. Z and you get the job successfully. During the design and tender stage, you have carried out the consultant work as normal practice without the interference from Mr. Z. Okay, so due to the company surviving issue, you got no other job, so you need to bow down your head. You accept the offer from Mr. Jack. Okay, but you have carried out your work professionally. Okay, you do the proper design, you call the tender as normal. You don't let the Mr. Z influence your technical decision. Okay, so when the client want to award the work to the main contractor, okay, the client already shortlisted the contractor after the tender. Mr. Z requests you to strongly recommend to another contractor, okay, which is not preferred by the developer boss. Okay, because this Mr. Z also got the interest with the contractor B. Okay, with the reason that the contractor B will able to make sure the project complete in satisfactory way. Okay, so throughout your past experience, actually this contractor B is not as good as what Mr. Z recommend. So will you follow the proposal from Mr. Z? Okay, you can say yes, you can say no. Okay, for me, definitely I will say no lah. Okay, you already terpaksa, then need to pay Mr. Z commission because you got no other project lah. If you without this project, then your whole office cannot survive anymore. Okay, then now you already accept the project from Mr. Jack. You already pay him the consultant fee commission 30 ringgit. Then now he want to use his contractor. Then some more you know that this contractor cannot perform one. Then for me, I won't follow his recommendation. Okay, I will put the proper recommendation based on the submission of tenderers. Okay, so why? Two reasons. One reason actually is to protect the client. Client pay the money for the construction work. We need to help them to find a competent contractor. Okay, so we need to act as a professional engineer. Then the second thing actually is to protect ourselves. Because if you follow Mr. Z instruction give to contractor B, then what will happen? Later on, the contractor cannot perform more. Okay, so maybe the client later on we'll bring everybody to court. Okay, then we'll catch ourselves in trouble lah. So better don't lah. Okay, so if still got choice, then we need to protect ourselves. Then thirdly, actually it's not worth lah. Due to one project, then we spoil our reputation. Again, I mentioned about spoil our reputation. Next time people proper people, good project, they won't come to you one. Okay, if we already used to this kind of the improper working way, proper thing won't come to us one. Okay, all the thing come will all hanky-panky one. Okay, this is law of attraction. We attract whatever we focus on. Okay, so question number 4. Finally, the contractor still awarded to contractor B. As Mr. Z threatened you, if you not follow this way, you will be terminated from the project. You have told yourself that you will carry out the close monitoring to ensure the contractor B can perform. One day, a beam at level 15 was found cracked, and after carrying out testing on the concrete strength, it was found that the concrete strength is filled. Okay, though all the cube test results show all pass. Okay, random testing being carried out for the whole building structure. Results show that 95% of the concrete strength do not comply to the design specification. Do you think who shall responsible for this issue? Okay, so finally, this is subsequent question from question number 3. Then Mr. Z still use his influence to bring in the contractor B. Maybe he go and try to convince the boss, then the boss also trusts this Mr. Z. So finally, contractor B on board. Okay, then you tell yourself, never mind. Since this contractor B already on board, then letter of award is issued by developer. I cannot do much on the paperwork and also the appointment, but I can make sure the site work carried out properly. Okay, so for every concrete thing, all the beam cast, slab cast, column cast, bulkhead cast, you send a people for standing supervision. Okay, so all the concrete cube sent to lab for testing, all results so pass, then you feel, seems the thing is safe. Then, but one day, at the level 15, that means this is a high-rise project, level 15, then your people come back and tell you, hey boss, tingkat 15 yang itu beam ada crack leh. So you go and inspect, then you suspect something on the concrete strength. So you carry out random tests. So you ask them to do coring, then the send the sample to independent lab. Then you find out that alamak, the concrete strength not achieve the design strength. Okay, then you ask them to call more. Then you call 100 sample, then 95 samples show that the concrete strength is less than the design strength. Okay, so do you think who shall responsible for this issue? Of course, our contractor cannot lorry away from the responsibility for this issue. Okay, then the second one, as a consultant, we also need to check back what happened. Why the concrete cube test results submitted all okay? How about the slump test? Slump test, that means concrete reach site, then they need to take out sample, put inside the cone. I believe it's in your university syllabus, you all got the concrete technology one. Okay, then you need to see the concrete slump. Okay, if the concrete slump is slumped too much, that means beyond the specification already, then that means so that maybe the cement content is not enough. If cement content not enough, definitely cannot achieve the strength. Okay, but if the concrete slump a little bit, maybe the concrete is too dry. Okay, concrete too dry or too wet, both cannot perform well one. Okay, sure the strength got issue. Okay, then another thing is the cube test they send to lab for testing. Do you send your engineer to witness the thing? Okay, as a consultant, we need to go and witness the thing. So the major responsibility will fall on the contractor. Then subsequent responsibility, of course, is on the consultant. Okay, we cannot go to CIDB and tell the CIDB investigator, say, you look, I already tell the client contractor B cannot perform. Okay, because people don't want to listen to this kind of the complaining. without any proof unless this contractor B last time already got the black record in CIDB, then this is the other story another story So else if not then as a consultant we supposed to help part of the responsibility Okay. So due to this serious issue, developer CEO take over the project as a consultant. What should you do to advise the developer for this case? Okay. So now the boss of developer he realized that since no matter how good this Mr. Z try to convince seems saya tertipu itu contractor B memang tak boleh perform punya. Okay, so the CEO take over Mr. Z duty, then he tried to overlook the whole project. So as a consultant, what should you do to advise the developer for this case? Okay, so as a proper consultant, we need to carry out the work properly. Okay, since thing already happened, okay, it's no point we point finger to each other. As a consultant, we shall provide the technical advice. Okay, first, we need to carry out the investigation to confirm the involved area. Then second, based on the investigation, you need to propose the solution. Okay, so whether to maintain the building and then carry out the renovation work, or whether the whole building need to tear down. Okay, just for information, this is a real case, but it's not. It is a project I heard from other people one. Okay, it's other people project. Okay, then for this case study, the actual case is actually the whole building tear down. Okay, it's too serious, unable to repair. Okay, so this is other people's story. I put it as a case study, so you got some idea on the actual construction site. Okay, then don't worry don't worry too much because some people they see this kind of the issue, then they'll say, like this then it's very very dangerous. So we work as a consultant. Actually, these people this war good people is more than bad people. Okay, as long as everybody behave and carry out the duty professionally, actually this war still considered a good war. Okay, so another case study too. This case study too is on another project. Okay, so because this year I changed the example for this case study, so later on I will WhatsApp to One City. You all get from One City, then have a look on the case study too. Then we discuss in the next coming sharing section. Okay, so I will continue for the second part or second topic. Actually, it's a small topic for this sharing section. Okay, it's on the challenges in civil engineering. Okay, we as a civil engineer, actually the work is very challenging. Okay, compared to those engineer working in factory, because working in factory, a factory is under control environment. You design for every chips, the defect is less than 1%. Okay, but construction is very challenging and unique. Why? Because every project, the land condition is different. Okay, you need to liaise with the different team. Even maybe you say, never mind lah, after I open my ECP, engineering consultant practice, I only do JKR's project sekolah. But even you do JKR project sekolah, the plan bangunan is exactly the same for all the sekolah JKR in Malaysia. You will never do the two identical project. Okay, because at every state got different soil condition. Then you go to every state, you need to liaise with different JKR people also. Okay, then definitely, yeah.
Sorry for interruption, but I'm worried that you are not changing your slide yet.
Already changed, thanks for
because
reminding.
on the screen or still on the same slide from
I
previous
see.
one.
Okay, thanks for remind.
Right.
I think I need to unshare then share again. And thanks for remind. Okay, yeah, I think this is the new one, right?
Yes, I are. Yep.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
So Okay, so civil engineering is much more challenging compared to other engineering field, like just now mentioned. No? Okay, even JKR project segala, you do the satu biji punya bangunan di whole Malaysia, you encounter the different issue, okay, along the way. Okay, so civil engineering is one of the oldest subfield engineering. Okay, this one just now you already mentioned, and it's a high demand for this field because it's critical role in the modern society. As just now mentioned, the whole process of modernization, civilization, developing country need civil engineering. Okay, of course, civil engineers. Okay, that give more pressure on civil engineers today to be aware of the challenges that profession is facing. Okay, so as a civil engineer, actually our working life is challenging. It's no longer enough to do what is only required to do on the job, but it's also important that civil engineers are acknowledged on the present issue dominating the field in the hope that they will address right way. Okay, so now it's not only on the what to do on the technical. There are a lot more things civil engineer need to handle. Okay, then if you're looking at the positive way, then that means our working life will be very interesting and very challenging. Okay, compared to those working in factory, actually it's very boring one. Every day you go to office, you see the similar thing, then fighting with your colleague on the office politics and etc. A civil engineer's life, most of the time we are facing the external challenge. Okay, especially the environment and also coordination with other people. Okay, so the limit of civil engineering achievement keep extending from the tallest building, longest bridge, tunnel, but the greatest challenge is to bring those skills together to make a city work well as a system. Okay, so as a civil engineer, our duty is we need to make sure the future world is a better world. Okay, so all the people can enjoy better quality life, including ourselves. Okay, so civil engineers challenge actually start during the planning and design. Okay, so this is the initial stage. One of the major challenge to civil engineering is the transport system. Like just now mentioned, transport is very, very important. It's the heart for any town planning. A city must deliver areas of residence, industry, retail, and entertainment with sufficient transport link. Okay, a place with a proper transport system will develop and become a very happening place. Okay, so if a new transport link is created, then it will usually attract users. Okay, for example, highway, tram, or railway. Proper planning for the traffic flow and reduce the traffic congestion is very important. Okay, last time during the ancient time, river, sea is the important transport system. Okay, but later on when civil engineering become more and more important, we start to design highway, design tram, design railway, and etc. Okay, so we are more depends on road system. Road system become more and more important, and then traffic study, then on the traffic flow, and then upgrading of the road and etc. And also the introduction of the public transport system become more and more important to avoid the congestion. Okay, because if congestion happen at a city or a town, then we need to spend a lot of time. Okay, just parking on road when we heading from one place to another place. Okay, so redefining mobility for a growing population, transportation is a crucial part of civil engineering. While self-driving cars are not entitled part of the view, they have a profound effect on how transportation system work with civil engineer dealing with. Okay, so like the EV car, now all the EV car, especially at overseas like China and America, they allow the self-driving car, automated car. Okay, then maybe you think that what anything related to civil engineer for self-driving car? Actually, civil engineer play a very important role because this self-driving car, they got no brain one. They cannot think, then cannot react accordingly. Then so how they react accordingly without thinking? Okay, they need to according to system. So the proper route system and also the proper route marking is very very important and very crucial. Okay, so like Malaysia, why one of the reason that government not allow the self-driving car to become self-driving in Malaysia is because our road system not ready. Okay, you see, Penang still not so bad lah, but if you go to the Pekan or Kampung, you not even can see the road marking. You can see the route line or not? No route line. Then no proper traffic system. Then the route design category also not according to the Arahan Teknik Jalan. So how can the self-driving car travel properly without create any accident in this kind of the road system? Okay, so this is the reason why civil engineer actually play a very, very important, especially the infrastructure engineer, okay, to allow the self-driving car travel safely on road. Okay, there are a lot of the great opportunity, not only from the safety perspective, but imagine not ideally as much. Randy Iwasaki, the executive director of the Contra Costa Transportation Authority, said, okay, he added that apart from self-driving car, the integrator of the smart vehicle technology will take safety and transportation efficiency even further. Okay, so now beside the self-driving car, okay, for human from one place to another place, some of the country like China and America, what happened to them? Even the we now at the moment, if you order food online or you order any goods online, then still is the driver, either motor or van, they will carry the food or the stuff to your house or your office, right? Then but overseas actually a lot of place these kinds of goods and food are carried by the robot, okay, or the vehicle without people one. When the thing reach a place, then you just give the password, then you collect your thing. Then the robot or the vehicle will go away after you collect your stuff. Okay, so all these are very important and shall be part of the transport system, which as a civil engineer, we need to take care during our road system design. Okay, so just now we mentioned is on the transport system. Then the second challenge to civil engineer is on the flood management. Okay, so the weather has a trend of becoming more extreme even with small rise in mean of temperature. Okay, so as we know, due to global warming, actually the temperature is keep on increase. Okay, so this has increased the risk of the flash flooding. Okay, when temperature increase even 0 point something degrees Celsius, then the ice at the north and south will start to melt. When melting happen, then what will happen to the sea level? Sea level will increase. Okay, so this will cause the reason of the flash flooding. The river need better levees and dredging. The selection of the site for housing avoiding floodplains is important, but this may go against the need to reduce the brownfield site in preference to new site. Okay, so I believe during your GBI study, the green building study, your lecturer will tell you, for sustainable development, we better to carry out the project at brownfield. Brownfield means the project last time is for other usage, then now already no longer in use, so you turn it to a new usage. Okay, but normally this kind of the brownfield, especially last time, the transport system, it depends on river. It's normally at the riverside or the seaside. Okay, so this area normally they will have the issue of what flooding. Okay, so it seems it's contradict to the sustainable. If you want to build a development or have a new township at a higher area, which is not brownfield, okay, you need to open a greenfield. Okay, this is again the sustainable development. But if you do it at brownfield near the river, near the sea, then you got the flooding issue. Okay, so as an engineer, we need to strike a balance between these two conditions. Okay, so in a nutshell, the major challenge for this stage is the first is to enhance the disaster management. Okay, throughout the infrastructure resilience. Okay, for example, just now I mentioned the Malaysia wonders. Okay, the smart tunnel concept. Okay, so during good weather, it's a transport system. Then during heavy rain, it will become a water retention tunnel. Okay, so the second is to improve the building energy efficiency via effort towards green building as high building energy consumption for modern building. Okay, actually this is not only for the new building lah, new modern building. Existing building, we also can do the same. For example, the BAM building, the BAM building in KL, actually they obtain the GVI gold. Okay, they improve their building via renovation, then turn the original building become a green building. So that one is a good example lah. Okay, so this planning and design, even if the existing building got the condition, you also can consider it. Okay, replan and redesign. Okay, so of course, for new project, we need to make sure we do the correcting at the beginning start loh. Okay, so after planning, after design, then we need to proceed to construction and management. Okay, so as we know, during the construction, we need to open everything except reducing the soil erosion and coastal erosion via proper erosion and sedimentation control management as per authorities guideline, especially for the development at high risk project site. This one is very important. Okay, soil erosion and sedimentation. This will happen when we open all the green area. Okay, become the bare land, then to carry out the construction. Besides that, we also need to manage the groundwater. Okay, untap and depleting the groundwater. For example, if you are doing the basement, okay, basement 2-3 story, then as we know, normally basement when you collect so deep, then you see the water level is high, then you need to pump water. So if you want to pumping the water out, then we need to plan properly to consider the flow net in order to ensure that after you pumping the water from your side to do the basement, the neighbor building won't settle. Okay, because when you keep on pumping your water from your side, actually water, as we know, the nature is flow by gravity. So other place, water will flow into the void between the soil underneath your basement. Okay, so we need to handle this properly with the sufficient depth of the shoring. Okay, then the third one is the water quality control. Okay, so during construction, as we know, there will be the soil erosion. So we need to carry out proper soil erosion control to avoid the polluted material or to avoid the soil to go out to the external existing drainage system and then pollute the water resources. Okay, so beside that, as an engineer, if you are working with a construction site, then you also need to involve to improve the construction productivity. Because proper construction management and construction method at site, for example, effective arrangement of the human and equipment resources at site by using IBS, the industrialized building system, okay, this will reduce the waste. Okay, reduce the waste at site, increase the effectiveness, and also reduce the dependence on the foreign worker. Okay, so when the number of the worker at site reduce, then the working environment is more clean and simple by using IBS. Actually, it's a safer working condition. Okay, less incidents will happen. Okay, so this will enhance the construction site safety. Okay, beside the safety awareness and also the strict requirement for the site safety. Normally, every site they need to carry out the toolbox meeting. Okay, it's a briefing. It's a briefing on the safety awareness to the worker at site. Okay, so better waste dispose, like just now mentioned, actually it's related to improve construction productivity. If we use IBS system, then the waste will reduce. Okay. Even after we reduce the waste, still got waste. So all the waste need to transfer to the proper dumping site. You cannot simply dump anywhere, dump to the river, dump to the nearby sea. Okay, so the best way is to reduce the unnecessary waste at site. For example, to use the reusable formwork. Okay, so now all are compulsory to use the system formwork, which is steel formwork. So after you complete one project, you cannot throw away the timber because now no more timber, all use steel. Then you just bring the steel to another site, then repeatedly use the system formwork, which is more sustainable. Okay. Then just now is the construction and management for new construction site. Then how about the construction and rehabilitation of the infrastructure? Okay, so this is on the poor and degraded infrastructure. Infrastructure is actually just like human. Okay, will become aging. Infrastructure also will become aging. So monitoring on the health of the infrastructure is very important. Okay, reinforcing and rebuild failing infrastructure, which means that there's a lot of work to do to improve it. Okay, if the infrastructure already fail, then now you want to enhance it, do the strengthening work. Actually, it's very expensive. So if like this, it's better we take the periodical maintenance is better than when the failure already happened, and then you try to go and rescue it. Integration of the new with the old, including the preservation of the heritage, is valuable. Okay, because this is not only to save some money, it also will bring more value to the building. Okay, because as we know, all the heritage building they got the historical value behind. Okay, so the judgment of the balance is difficult. When cut track once follow few nodary, the modern highway now need to be straight for many more users. Okay, so for example, you want to build a highway straight is easier, but how about if there involves some historical old town, okay, or historical building? Okay, so we need to plan the thing accordingly. Highway not necessary to do it straight. We need to make sure the highway is safe. Okay, and also we want to preserve some of the heritage thing. Okay, so contemporary issue in ethics and professional of infrastructure services actually are changing the business mindset to include the sustainability and profit from it is very important. Okay, just for information, before 2018, actually sustainable development, green building is never come into picture. All the developers, they are more concerned about their profit. Okay, but I'll start from 2019, the Penang government take the initiative, okay, to give incentive for the green development. Okay, so more and more developers, they start to involve to develop the green building. So thing is like this, when demands increase, okay, more and more people use the green product, then they are willing to construct the green building. They are willing to comply to the green building requirement. So all the green material, the cost will go down. Okay, because the demand increase, then the supply also will increase. Okay, then the price will come down. Okay, so now actually sustainability actually is not a sacrifice. Okay, it never sacrifice the developers' profit. It's more on an advantage. If they are smart about it, then they can make actually 51 to 81 more profit. Okay, this one is for long term lah. Okay, for long term, we cannot see the short term. Okay, creating sustainable community that address the environment, economy, and society. Countries around the world are now obsessed with sustainable solution in an attempt to reverse our carbon footprint. Again, like just now mentioned, actually we got the global warming issue. Now the whole world, not only Malaysia, are very concerned about this because we only got one Mother Earth. Okay, so we need to make sure all our activities are sustainable. Okay, so this Mother Earth can stay long. Not only human can continue to stay in this earth. Okay, so actually the whole thing, I mean the sustainable, the green, they never block any development. Okay, they only involve one thing, is the changing in the business mindset. Okay, change the way. Okay, but they still making money, they still developing the country. Okay, we still enjoying the modernization, civilization. Okay, so just now we mentioned all kind of the challenges facing by civil engineer, from planning, design, construction, site management, and also the rehabilitation. Okay, then how we solve all these problems? Got problem, then we definitely need to find solution. So there are techniques of decision making and problem solving. okay, in scientific way, because all of us are engineer. Okay, so we need to solve the problem in scientific way. Then, of course, the first item is you need to define the problem. After you know the problem, then only you know what you need to solve it. Okay, so after you define the problem, you need to look at the potential cost for the problem. Okay, for example, your problem maybe is you feel tired easily. Okay, maybe 5 p.m. plus at this time 7 p.m. the class yet to end, but you feel very tired already. Then you need to know the potential cause of the problem. Why I feel tired so early? Now it's only 7 p.m. Not yet go for salat, evening praying. Then why I already feel so tired? Yet I'm still so young. Okay, so you need to look at the potential causes behind. Is it because you already stay late every night, okay, for your assignment or for any other things, okay, for so long, or you feel stressed, or maybe the daytime you got too many things to handle and etc. Okay, you need to look at the potential causes. Okay, so after you identify the potential causes, then you identify the alternative. Okay, so now I know my problem is like this. I feel tired. Now I know it's I already few months sleep very late, maybe 3 a.m. But 6 a.m. I already need to wake up. Okay, then you need to find the alternative to solve the problem. How to solve the problem? Okay, to cut the time you spend on the social media, or to cut the time you spend on sport or what any other activities. Okay, so so you able to go to bed early. Okay, then after you decide the alternative to do, then you need to take action on it lah. Okay, so after take action on it, you say, hey, I already go to bed 11 p.m. every night, then wake up 6:30. Suppose I already got the enough sleep, but I still feel tired. If the problem didn't solve, then you need to go back and revisit the thing, your action plan. Maybe something wrong. Okay, maybe you already sleep longer hour, sleep earlier, but you not sleep properly. Okay, so at night you got a lot of nightmare. Then how you handle it? Okay, you go back to study on the potential cause and then propose another alternative to solve it. Okay, then again you need to take action on it. Then after that you see the result of your implementation. Okay, you monitor it. If after you monitor it, then you feel that got improvement, then you need to continue. Okay, continue until the problem is solved. If the problem not solved, then you need to go back and revisit it. So the whole process need to continue until the problem is solved. Okay, so that's it. Then beside these techniques of decision making and the problem solving, actually got other simple techniques. Okay, so for example, is simplify the problem. Normally you feel that so stressed, so many things to do. Then but actually you can cut them to small portion. Like I always tell my engineer, if you want to eat an elephant, you open your mouth, then you expect you by opening your mouth once, you can finish the whole elephant. It's impossible, right? But how about if you cut the elephant become 365 pieces, then you put inside the fridge. Every day you take out one piece of the elephant. Okay, so 1 year later you will settle the one elephant. Okay, so you simplify the problem. Okay, then you try to solve one part at one time. Okay, actually it's similar to the elephant condition. Every day you decide you only eat one piece of elephant. Okay, you are not decide to finish the whole elephant by one day. Okay, then of course the most important before you start any action is you need to redefine the problem. Okay, you need to redefine the problem. Okay, so most of the thing or most of the challenges in civil engineering life, my experience, most of the time the thing is not so complicated. Then but why we feel so stressed is because we never identify the problem clearly. Okay, so if we got the professional ethic in mind, we have the clarity in mind, then we do any decision based on the morality, okay, based on the professional ethic, actually it can reduce or release us from the stress. Okay, so you with less stress, then it will increase your ability to handle the condition. Okay, so you can define the question or the issue faster, then you will go to the point, the exact point to solve the problem. Okay, so your life will be easier and happier. Okay, so we already finished the topic for today. So I pass back the floor to Intan.
Hi, RR. Yep. So I will be cover for Dr. Intan. So thank you, IR, yep, for the enlightening presentation. We will now begin with Q&A session. If any one of you have a question, please feel free to use the chat box or raise hand features. Let's take this opportunity to explore the topic further and get valuable insight from our topic today. Anyone from you guys? So as it been since the audience have no any questions so far. So before we conclude, I would like to once again express our sincere appreciation to IR Yap Go No Ngo, for sharing her time, knowledge, and experience with us. Your insight today have given us a deeper understanding of what it means to not be just a skilled engineer, but a responsible and ethical one. So for that, before we officially end the session, we would like to kindly request everyone, including our speaker already opened the camera, and the attendees to turn on the camera for a short group photo. Okay. Right. Let's give a 1 minute for everyone to get ready for our photo session. So yeah. Okay, everyone's ready. Okay, let me snap the picture for in 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you everyone.
Okay,
So to
semua
all,
senyum, semua senyum.
senyum.
Miss Yap, thank you, Miss Yap.
Okay, thanks all.
Okay. Can I continue? Okay. To all attendees, thank you for your active participation. We hope today's session have been informative, inspiring, and will serve as a guiding light in your engineering journey. With that, we officially bring this session to a close. And please take care, stay safe, and thank you everyone. Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Arya.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Thank you, IR. Yep.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah,
Doctor.
thank you, 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 Doctor.